A few years ago, James Wan directed The Conjuring, a really good horror movie that I sadly couldn't take seriously because of this. Almost every commercial or trailer I've seen for the first Conjuring makes sure you know it's based on a true story. Knowing that fact kind of took me out of the movie a bit because half the stuff that happens I just wanted to call BS. The Conjuring 2 does a better job at this by not shoving the fact that it's a true story in your face, leaving a bit more to the suspension of disbelief. This movie, just like the first one, follows the Warrens during one of their cases, this time in London. The shot composition, the directing, the art direction, the pacing, all of it was so great. Every technical aspect of this film was on point and easily one of the most suspenseful in the genre lately, with most recent horror movies being shitty like these ones. This doesn't rely on jump scares and music cues to get you. This builds you up, makes you feel uneasy solely through camera and art direction before getting you with a jump scare. This is how you make a good horror movie. The only issue with the movie is, well, the story. So much of the story isn't built around moving the characters forward or establishing anything new. It's honestly built more around the scares and the suspense rather than attempting to tell any semblance of a fun or coherent story. The rules of the spirits aren't ever explained, the motivation of the main villain isn't really detailed, and because of this the film loses me when the scenes aren't based in scares. Even some of the scares go way too far. Similarly to the first Conjuring film, the last act is taken to such an extreme that it's laughably hilarious. Also, despite the suspenseful parts being done exceedingly well, they conflict with the story attempting to be told way too much. One of the main plot threads of the story, hell, one of the reasons the Warrens go to London in the first place, is to see if the main girl, who's the one being haunted, is faking the entire ordeal or not. The movie dedicates a lot of time trying to make this a major plot in the story. But the entire movie, we see all of it happening. We see the demons messing with them and everything. We see the girls being haunted, we see the family being cursed, we see all of it. So to the audience, we know that she isn't faking it, so we get bored and annoyed when the movie wants to focus on that. A quick and simple way to fix it would be not to show the scares happening from the perspective from our lead girl, but of her family watching it happen to her. And when something like the Crooked Man appears to someone else in the family, have the scene end with them in their bed. That way we could argue that they were having a bad dream that couldn't separate it from reality. It's just a thought, but it could have helped build the credibility of the true story aspect of this series. With that being said, a lot of the movie is done really well, and it's easily one of the best and most technically proficient horror movies of recent memory. This gets a 7 out of 10.